Hello and welcome to Sport for Business, where this morning we are joined from across Ireland and across the United States for the exciting news about the public launch of a new app on the Apple Store and the Google Play Store, which is going to deliver all the sporting content that you could ever need. We are joined by the CEO of Locker, Ross O'Dwyer, who is currently residing in Tipperary. Ross, you're very welcome once again to Sport for Business.
Rob, great to be back. Thanks very much for having us on.
Absolute pleasure. Tell us a little bit about Locker and what it's going to mean for sports fans.
Yeah, excited to. So Locker centralizes sports in one singular app, Rob. I've had some of our current investors refer to it as Spotify for sport. So what the platform does is it centralizes content from various rights holders, publishers, and producers all into one place. And if you're a sports fan, you can go on and select the sports that you love and follow, along with the teams and the leagues and the content providers that you want to see content for. And we collate that all into one place in different streams for different sport, be it soccer, be it GAA, etc. And essentially puts a really powerful tool in the hands of fans to stop a very fragmented journey around the web, going to different sites, apps, and just put it all in one place. And our goal, Rob, was to make life really easy for a sports fan. I guess, being one myself and having worked in the industry for years, was something I was really passionate about. But on the other side of things, we also saw an opportunity to help publishers earn more money and earn more money both from subscriptions and also advertising by adding consumption from sports fans. And we phase one of the platform, brings together over 300 publishers, so it's very expansive. And we're really excited about phase two later this year, where we're actually going to bring a bundling product to market, which will allow you purchase sports content from various providers, just a sports section when they're a multi-provider of content in customized bundles. So it's been very exciting, Rob, to be involved. And I know Jordan's with me here on the call, so it's been quite a journey through COVID as well. So that's a little bit about Locker.
It is a very slick interface. I've been lucky enough to be playing around with it over the last couple of days. You can see on screen now, we've got some of the images from what it looks like on a mobile phone. And it really is. It's delivering everything according to the interest, which you outline at the beginning of it. Jordan Fliegel from Techstars, you're one of these key investors. What was it about the pitch that you originally got through from Ross and the team that attracted you towards the idea?
Yeah, sure, Rob. Several things. We're investing quite early at the Techstars Sports Accelerator. So this is, in this case, pre-product, pre-revenue, right? So what do you go off of? I met Ross through first an incredible introduction from Brian Corcoran, who you may recall was the global CEO of Paddy Power Betfair, publicly traded leader in online sports betting. I sold my second startup, Draft.com, a daily fantasy sports app, to Paddy Power Betfair, and then we bought FanDuel and merged this together. And I'm long on Brian Corcoran, and whenever Brian says there's this founder that you need to meet, high potential person, I take it very seriously. So the quality of the intro from Brian to Ross was something that stood out right away, because Brian doesn't just do that with anyone. And then getting to know Ross, was clear that someone who was, I think, going to be able to rally a team around him, who's going to be able to sell, who's going to be able to raise money, who's going to be able to, build a really compelling vision, and had deep expertise in this particular, sports media space. So that was the second thing. And then thirdly, I thought, we look for companies that we can help. And I knew Ross had great experience in sports media space, great knowledge of the UK and European market. I thought where we could be helpful, the accelerator, was in helping to give them exposure to US investors, to US potential partners, including our partners at the Sports Accelerator, such as the Indiana Pacers and the NCAA and the Indianapolis Colts, Indianapolis Motor Speedway and IndyCar, as well as deep relationships with a number of other professional teams across the States. And so I thought the kind of combination of Ross's experience in Europe with our network and knowledge of the US venture and professional team market in the US, I thought those things coming together would be really powerful. And then the last thing I'd say is just the overall market opportunity. I saw, being in the daily fantasy sports and sports betting space, just how much money we were paying to acquire sports bettors, or likely sports bettors, once legislation changed. And I knew that if you had a great mousetrap for bringing in really passionate sports fans and serving them incredible content and building a relationship with them, you'd be able to certainly monetize that very efficiently with fantasy sports and sports betting operators. So I was in the market and looking for new ways to provide value to sports fans and creating sports media brands. And so it hit on all those fronts for me, and that's why we're so excited to make the investment.
The service is free to use at the moment. Does that mean then that I'm going to be the product ultimately, that this is really a play towards, towards delivering me towards providers of sports services that aren't quite free?
Yeah, well, I think, Rob, the mission of the company is to centralize sports for fans, and fans really are the kings and queens. So we actually respond to everything that fans want, and I think that's a great purpose to have, because it allows you to be very guided and very specific, and from the people that actually love and use your platform. So from that perspective, Rob, if there's a new, let's say, a premium provider that someone wants to see come into Locker Pro, we would absolutely add them. If you look at our roadmap for the future, it's very exciting with the inclusion of audio, the inclusion of video, the inclusion of live sport, the inclusion of statistics. And that's all a response from user requests. So I think, if someone wants to, let's say, purchase an AJ fight live on pay-per-view as we roll out our future roadmap, that's something that we'd obviously like to deliver. But everything within Locker, Rob, will always be guided off of what fans want and to make it seamless and easy for them. So, I would imagine that will bring us to places that we mightn't even foresee today. But anything in terms of a resale is always at the request of our users.
The question of sport is global, obviously, but it's also very, very local. When I logged on, I could see that I could access GAA material and news and content from the independent.ie. Is that visible to me just because I'm located in Ireland, or is there a global universal page where we can pick and choose from?
Yeah, so the app obviously picks up that you're in Ireland, Rob, and it responds geographically. GA is going to be more prominent than, say, a US user. So it responds also in terms of the 300 publishers that we have brought into the platform. It's then adjusting your likeness or how much you would actually be interested in them. I think it's definitely a global play, Rob. I think from our perspective, getting the opportunity to do Techstars, having the Pacers, the NCAA as actually investors via Techstars, and having done the program with Jordan, which was tremendous. Our focus is very much on the US. We think there's a huge opportunity in the US as a business. But Ireland plays a massive role in it by actually allowing us to bring this to market, get early feedback, get early adoption. So it does adjust, Rob, as and where you are in the world. But in terms of a really nice feature we think that we can add for the publishers, like auxiliary growth in terms of revenue streams. So if you have a core market of Ireland or the UK, we can bring some expansion into the States, or we can bring it in further for you. So it's definitely a global play with a US focus, I would say, Rob. Ireland playing a pivotal role, but we're excited from all the great content providers in the world, we're excited to be able to add consumption and revenue streams to them, both in the core markets and non-core markets.
As somebody who's been involved in the sports media, it's definitely exciting. You can get it downloaded today from either the Apple Store or Google Play at search for Locker. And just in case you weren't fully immersed in all of the sports news which is out there, this will make sure that you can be from now on in. So for the moment anyway, listen, the very best luck with the launch and as it goes global, to Jordan Fliegel from Techstars, the investors in this, and for Ross O'Dwyer, once of Pundit Arena and now of Locker as well. The very best of luck and congratulations.
Rob, thank you very much. Great to be on, and all the best for the future.